All right, everyone. Well, we are back and we are fresh off the UFC 277 pay-per-view card in Dallas. Not too bad of a card. I quite enjoyed it. But I
Mm.
think what we'll do is we'll go from top bottom because the first three fights kind of ended pretty quickly. So look, going to our first fight on the main card today. Unfortunately ended not the way that we wanted to see it.
Yeah.
Magomed Ankalaev versus Anthony Smith. Magomed getting the KO TKO in round two, but Anthony Smith obviously injured his ankle or his leg. Kind of a bit unsure which one.
Yeah. I think he said his leg is broken, but I
Yeah.
mean, yeah.
Uh,
Look nasty. That's not how you want it to end.
no, and I do feel for Anthony in this because Anthony's one of my more favorite fighters, and
Mm.
it's just it sucks to see because I thought the first round was, I don't know about you, but I thought the first round was quite competitive.
It was competitive.
Mm,
I think Uncle is very good.
yep,
I'm like you. I think Anthony Smith's one of the good guys
yeah,
in the UFC, and I wanted to see him win just to see him,
mm,
winner possibly gets a title shot. So
yeah,
big
exactly.
implications. Kind of wanted Anthony to win, but it's a shame. It is a shame.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. In saying that, I don't think this hurts Anthony too much in terms of because he
No.
didn't get dominated for 3 rounds. If we're being honest, it was mostly an injury that led to the KO TKO. So hopefully Anthony can bounce back from that quick, get back on the horse and get a fight in soon. But look,
Mm.
decent performance for Magomed Ankalaev. Maybe not what people were expecting, just given how he's been hyped up. But again, you're fighting Anthony Smith. Anthony Smith is the true veteran of the game. But yeah, look, it was a little bit disappointing as an opener, just the main card, but we'll move on to the next fight, which is Alexandra Pentoa and Alex Perez. This ended a lot quicker
Yeah.
than I thought it was going to. But what were your thoughts from the beginning of the fight? Because in the beginning, it looked like it was just gonna be a scrap for 3 rounds.
Looked like it was going to be an absolute war,
Mm.
and then Pantoja basically just bulldozed him. Like
Yeah,
it
yeah,
was pretty fucking impressive because Perez is no punk, and
yeah,
I mean Pantoja has a win over Kai and
right.
Moreno.
Yep.
So I mean, you'd imagine the winner of Figgy and Moreno would have to fight Pantoja after that
Mm.
performance.
Yeah,
You,
and
there's no point. Like he's the number one contender. It's got to be Pantoja next. I mean,
unless Figgy and Marino draw and we do Figgy and Marino
yeah,
5,
five.
goes on
That
forever.
Yeah, I mean, fuck. I mean, at this rate, if they draw next time or it's a close fight, in all honesty, I was thinking about it before during their fight, but if that happens, I mean, we'll get to it eventually. But
Yeah.
that's a fight that could happen 5 or 6 times, and I'd be
Yeah.
happy with it.
Yeah, literally. But
Yeah.
look, good performance for Alexander Pantoja because as you really well pointed out, is that Perez is no joke. Perez is a legitimate fighter in the division, and a legitimate contender as well. So really good win for Pantoja. And again, if he doesn't want to wait around for Marino and Figgy, you could maybe rematch him with Kai, I guess.
Yeah.
Potentially, or maybe Askar Askarov. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's where I could maybe see that going. But
Mm.
we'll move on. Yeah. So Derek Lewis and Sergey Pavlovich. What did you think?
I mean, I was in all honesty, I thought at first it was quite a not one of the worst stoppages I've seen,
Mm.
but to me, definitely after watching it account like a couple of times, I kind of think it was a little bit early. Could have
I'd
let it
agree.
go because he clipped him and rained down punches and Lewis went down, but he got back up to the feet straight away. And in
Yeah.
all honesty, in Dan Mergliata's defense, like I don't blame him either. Like Lewis got knocked out his last fight. He has got knocked out before. It was not bad refereeing. It's just one of those things, and it's not Sergey Pavlovich's fault. Like
No.
people shouldn't give him shit for it. He's just doing
Yeah.
his job. He gets told you're the winner, and he finishes him. That's it. It's not his fault. No one should be booing Sergey Pavlovich. Not that I know they were,
No,
but
I think that was more
yeah,
of a Russian thing, to be
yeah,
honest,
yeah,
just with
probably.
everything
But
going on. But
but
no,
but
yeah,
yeah.
I think you hit the nail on the head. Because I mean, my paid for stream cut out during, so I caught it up on YouTube afterwards. Yeah, a little bit early, definitely.
Yeah.
But I think in this case it might have been a damned if you do, damned if you don't, because maybe
Yeah,
the next
exactly.
few not to put him out. But I do agree it was a little bit early. And I think we talked about it afterwards. Was I didn't realize Derek Lewis has actually been put out 6 times in his career.
Yeah. Well, I
And
mean,
this back-to-back KO losses now as well.
well,
TKO, sorry.
there's four I can think of, which is Hunt, Cyril Gane, Lewis, and now Pavlovich.
Yeah, there was 2 earlier in his career.
Yeah.
I can't remember the names, but there was. I was just having a look on the Wikipedia. I was having a look on the Wikipedia record. But look, yeah, this we might get into this in another episode sometime. But this goes back to what we've talked about, which is my opinion on Derek Lewis loves to be the hammer, can't handle being the nail.
Yeah.
But we can get into that another time. But good performance by. It's a good win for Sergey Pavlovich. This really sort of
Post him up a lot. Yeah,
it inserts him into that narrative.
100%. He was ranked at 11, but I imagine Lewis would have been. He was 2 or 3 when he got a tie, so he probably was 7 or 8. So
yeah, it's more the name because I'd say Derek's probably one of the biggest names in the heavyweight divisions.
100%.
But good performance, questionable stoppage, but as we've talked about and said on the show, we'd rather see it stopped early than stop late. Co-main event. What did you think going in? How did you have it before the stoppage?
I had the first round a pick 'em.
Yep, same.
Pretty close. I mean, it wasn't a whole entire lot to go off. I mean, there was movement back and forth. Moreno's just fucking elusive, man. I love his style and his stance is quite fun. It's almost he has like a mixture of like a Conor McGregor-ish type stance. You know what I mean? Where he's very elusive. He's back and forth and. The first round, I think, was you could probably call it a draw or maybe Moreno, maybe. But second round, I had definitely Moreno.
Yep.
Third round, I had Kai up until the finish.
Yep.
So, I mean, it's a shame that he got finished because if that had gone 5 rounds, I feel like that could have been one of the best flyweight title fights ever. The way it was tracking.
It was tracking to be a good fight.
Kai looked good and Kai was piecing up Moreno at points. And then when he got hit with that kick to the kidney or liver, whatever it was, I thought it was a low. I thought it was a low unintentional.
So did I.
Kick.
Yeah.
I thought, they're gonna stop. And then no, that's it. I went, oh fuck, no way. So, and speaking of James Lynch yesterday, he's 100% right. Kai's stock does not go down from this fight.
No,
his stock only goes up because he hurt the champ. I mean, he hurt in most people's eyes. In my eyes, the current champion's fucking. Yep. He hurt him. So. Yeah, I think Kai is still at the top. No bad look for Kai. Kai could still definitely win the title one day.
100%.
But Moreno's just too good. I think Moreno's just very efficient and such a good story for a guy that got cut and come back.
I think Moreno's a top 5 flyweight of all time. I still hold DJ as being the best flyweight of all time. And then I think then after that, it becomes a toss-up between Figgy, Cejudo, Benavidez, and Moreno. But yeah, I do completely agree with you. I don't think that Kai's stock goes down. Especially, I really feel like flyweight's popping. I feel like it's really going to go off, which is good because I've always loved flyweight in the lower weight divisions, mainly because I am a small boy myself. Okay, so main event. This kind of went how we thought it was gonna go.
I mean, there were points. There were times where I got nervous. I mean, when she had her arm in the third round, I started going,
the armbar, yeah.
Okay. Armbar, and then it looked like Juliana kept trying to bring her oh my god, her guard up and trying to look for a submission, but she just. I feel like it was too late in the rounds. Like there was too much sweat, too slippery. She couldn't get. Yeah. She kept slipping off, and I think Amanda was clued on to what was happening as well. Like it didn't look like she was like caught or anything or surprised and like, oh fuck, she knew what was happening. And every time Juliana would go for something, she'd had her in the Kimura or at the armbar. She was pretty well accustomed to what was happening, and she was. Yeah, I don't think she was never really in any. Except for the armbar, in any real danger.
No, and I think even the armbar, like I think it was probably a situation of it was more, at least from the way that I saw it, it looked more like it had the potential of getting pretty tight, and then Amanda addressed it by stepping over the hips. But I mean, it's hard to say, but I think maybe to a degree, Juliana at a certain point should have focused more on getting back to her feet rather than just submission, because going for the omoplatas and when she was trying to capture it below the elbow line, like it was just like, okay, like you need to get back to your feet. But Look, you know, I mean, dominant win for Amanda. I think they had 50-45s, 50-44s, even at a 50-43.
50-40.
I have not
I've
seen a
never.
50-43 in a long. If I have seen
Yeah,
it, I don't remember it.
yeah. It's been a long time since I've seen a 50-43.
Maybe Valentina Shevchenko and Priscilla Cachoeira, but I think that was stopped. I think that was stopped late in the
Yeah,
third or something.
I
But
will say, with such a dominant loss,
mm,
I don't think Pena's stock goes down.
no,
If I'm
she's
being,
number two. She's number two in the division.
because she looks so valiant and
Mm,
in defeat. Like, you have a fight where McGregor and Eddie Alvarez, to reference a point back at Madison Square Garden, UFC
yeah,
205, where he knocked him down 3 times in the first round. I think once or twice in the second. Eddie's stock didn't go up. He
no,
got completely shit on.
yeah,
But in that fight, Nunes was literally just. I mean, that's. I think it was a record for most knockdowns in a UFC women's title fight. I
yeah.
think,
We
and
were.
it was only
I
the
think
first or
UFC
second
title
round.
fight.
I think it was the first.
Yeah.
It was a confirmed record. I think in the
Mm,
first or second round, it was already the amount of knockdowns. But even still, getting knocked on her ass, and I was for all money would have bet my life she was going to finish her.
yeah.
Didn't finish her. Juliana stayed in for 5 rounds and got elbowed from fucking pillar to post and everything, and still
Yeah.
stayed in there. So
Oh,
her
and
stocks
that right hand, I think it was in the third where she literally just took her off her feet and she kind of flew back a bit. I was like, oh my God.
and you caught her at one point. Rocked Nunes towards the end of
She
the
had her
fourth,
moments
end
for
of the
sure.
third. Yeah, but I think definitely the assumption or the narrative that Amanda was done after the last one, and that Pena had a number. I don't never subscribed to it. I always thought Nunes
No.
just had an off night and got
Yep.
trapped into that like fight of Rock'em Sock'em robots.
Yeah, she
And
likes to scrap.
she came in, fought her fight, and won pretty convincingly. But
Yeah.
fucking card. What as we do most times? What's your rating?
It's tough because we were talking back and forth during the card. It felt a little bit flat to me. Just the card in general. I wasn't really, at least for me personally, when I watch a pay-per-view, I usually get like a, I don't know, sort of feeling of like, this is a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
I'd give it a 6.5.
Yeah,
Just
I'm looking at 6. I mean, about a 6. I mean, I think
yeah,
it does. I think it does probably like 100,000 pay-per-view buys. Not really,
yeah.
but
I don't think it does
I don't think
great. I don't think it does
a whole
great.
lot. Well, I
Yeah.
mean, they didn't do any favors. They didn't boost the card very much in terms of
No, yeah. The
popularity
promotion
or
was a bit
style.
flat.
When you look at 280 coming up, and then you compare the two, like not
Yeah.
even the same, completely different.
Yeah. It's not
But yeah,
comparable. But yeah, no, look, an all right pay-per-view. And you know, maybe it's because we've been spoiled because this year the pay-per-views have all been great. But yeah, I thought it was all right. But yeah, no, looking forward to the next one. And just a quick shout out as well to all of our fans. We're approaching 200 subs, which for us is a small milestone, but it's massive and really just the beginnings of what we want to start to do. And we've just been getting a lot of support from people as well, which we really appreciate. But if you're happy with that, man, we'll leave it there and we'll catch them all on the next interview or the next episode.
peace.